Aisha was a young woman from a small, quiet town. Everyone in her community knew her as cheerful, kind, and thoughtful. But few knew the story that shaped her life, a story of love, hope, and the incredible patience that defined her. This story is not just about waiting for someone, it is about believing in promises, the power of persistence, and the strength that comes from holding on to hope, even when life seems uncertain. 7 years ago, Aisha met a man named Imran at a local bookstore. He was visiting the town from the city, and the moment their eyes met, something clicked. They started talking, first about books, then about life, dreams, and everything in between. Imran was ambitious and charming, and Aisha was captivated by his vision for the future. They spent days walking through the town streets, sharing stories, laughing and dreaming together. Eventually, their friendship turned into love, a bond that felt unbreakable. But life has a way of testing even the strongest connections. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Imran held Aisha's hands and said, "I want to build a life with you. But first, I need to secure my career and make sure I can give you the future you deserve. Promise me you'll wait for me, no matter how long it takes." Aisha looked into his eyes and nodded, her heart filled with trust. "I promise," she said, believing in the sincerity of his words. That promise, seemingly simple, would shape the next 7 years of her life. In the beginning, it wasn't easy. Imran left the town to work in the city, chasing opportunities and building his career. Aisha continued her life in the small town, surrounded by friends and family, but every night she thought about him. She remembered his smile, his voice, and the warmth of his hands. She reminded herself of the promise she had made and the trust she had in him. Days turned into months, and months turned into years. Many people around her wondered why she stayed loyal to a promise she could not see fulfilled. Friends questioned her, "Why wait? He might never come back. Life is too short to be stuck in the past." But Aisha always smiled gently and replied, "Some promises are worth waiting for. I believe in him, and I believe in what we promised each other." During those 7 years, Aisha did not just wait idly. She grew as a person, focusing on her education, helping her community, and pursuing her dreams. She learned patience, resilience, and the importance of self-belief. She realized that waiting does not mean standing still. It means trusting the process while improving oneself. She became stronger, wiser, and more confident with every passing year. There were moments when she doubted. Letters from Imran were rare, phone calls scarce sometimes. Months passed without any news. Each time her heart sank, but she reminded herself of the promise, the faith they had shared, and the love that had started it all. She discovered that hope is not passive. Hope requires courage, persistence, and a belief that the future holds what we cannot yet see. Meanwhile, Imran faced challenges that Aisha never knew about. His career took longer to stabilize than he had anticipated. There were setbacks, financial struggles, and moments when he considered giving up. But every time he thought of Aisha and the promise she had made, he found the strength to continue. Her unwavering faith became his inspiration. Even from miles away, her loyalty and patience kept him moving forward. After 7 long years, the day finally came. Imran returned to the small town, not as the struggling young man he once was, but as someone who had achieved his goals and was ready to fulfill the life he had promised Aisha. He had grown. but his love for her had never wavered. Aisha was waiting at the same bookstore where they had first met. She was nervous, her heart racing. As she saw him approaching, Imran walked toward her, holding a bouquet of flowers and a small box. He smiled, and in that moment, all the years of waiting, all the doubts and hopes, melted away. "I promised you a future," he said softly, taking her hands in his. "I kept my promise, and I want to build the life we dreamed of together." Aisha's eyes filled with tears of joy. She realized that every moment of waiting had taught her something invaluable. She had learned patience, perseverance, self-belief, and the power of hope. The 7 years were not lost. They were a journey that prepared her for the life she was about to live. This story teaches us a powerful lesson. Some things in life are worth waiting for, and some promises carry the weight of transformation. Waiting is not about giving up on life. It's about trusting the process and believing in what cannot yet be seen. Patience, combined with persistence and self-improvement, creates the foundation for extraordinary outcomes. Another lesson from Aisha's story is about self-growth during waiting. Many people think waiting means staying idle or being passive. But Aisha's example shows that waiting can be active. She continued learning, contributing, and becoming the best version of herself. This is a crucial point for anyone who feels like life is paused. Growth never stops, even when fulfillment is delayed. We can also learn about faith in others. Trust is not given lightly, and maintaining faith in someone else's promise requires courage. Aisha could have abandoned hope at any point, but she chose to believe in Imran and their shared vision. That belief not only sustained her, but also motivated him to keep his promise. Faith and trust can have a ripple effect that transforms both lives. In addition, patience and hope are not weaknesses. Society often teaches us to chase immediate results and to move on if things don't happen quickly, but Aisha's story reminds us that waiting with purpose is a strength. Purposeful patience strengthens character, builds resilience, and ensures that when the time comes, we are ready to receive what we waited for. 7 years of waiting might seem impossible to many, but Aisha's story shows that commitment to a promise, combined with personal growth, patience, and hope, can lead to incredible outcomes. Her story inspires us to think about our own lives. What promises have we made and what dreams have we put on hold? Are we nurturing ourselves during the waiting period, or are we letting doubt take over? Aisha's journey is also a reminder of the value of long-term vision. In a world that rewards instant gratification, she demonstrated the power of looking beyond the present, trusting the future, and believing in the outcomes that align with our values and promises. When Imran returned and they finally reunited, it was more than just a fulfillment of a promise. It was a celebration of resilience, patience, and unwavering faith. Every trial, every lonely night, and every moment of doubt had strengthened their bond. The waiting period had transformed them individually and prepared them for a life they could now fully appreciate together. This story leaves us with a timeless truth. Life rewards those who wait with purpose and act with integrity. Waiting is not wasted time if it is accompanied by growth, hope, and self-improvement. And keeping promises, no matter how long it takes, demonstrates character and trustworthiness. So what can we take away from Aisha's story? First, never underestimate the power of patience. Second, use waiting periods to grow, learn, and prepare yourself for the future. Third, hold faith in your promises and the promises of those you trust. And finally, understand that love, trust, and hope can overcome the greatest challenges when nurtured with care and persistence. Aisha's 7-year journey shows that life is not just about immediate results. It's about the lessons we learn along the way and the strength we build in the process. Waiting is not a passive act. It is a conscious choice to trust, believe, and prepare. Every step, every moment, and every day matters. In the end, when she held Imran's hands and looked into his eyes, she understood something profound. Life is about timing, patience, and believing in what seems impossible. Her 7-year wait was not a sacrifice. It was an investment in herself, in her love, and in the life she always dreamed of living. If you are waiting for something important in your life, remember Aisha's story. Trust the process, grow during the wait, and believe in the promises that matter. Great things often take time, but they are worth every moment of patience and effort. And that is the lesson we can all carry. Patience, hope, and faith are not just virtues. They are the building blocks of a life well lived. When you wait with purpose and believe with your heart, you create a story that is not only inspiring, but transformational. If you enjoyed this story, give it a thumbs up, share it to inspire others, and comment below on what lesson you learned from Aisha's journey. Remember, life rewards those who wait with purpose, and sometimes the longest wait leads to the most beautiful outcomes. See you in the next story.